Hello Stampers, I'm Kelly Acheson at stampabove.com coming to you from Menasha, Wisconsin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. Today for the Stampers Dozen blog hop, I have a really fun card to share with you. I'm calling it a box top card, and it doesn't have anything to do with the box except the way that you open it and close it. So something very new for me. I just made one and I can't hardly wait to share it with you. Today the Stampers Dozen design team has a theme of the final days of celebration. If you didn't get your celebration products yet, I'm going to show you a brand new product that just came out with the second release, and I'm going to combine it with one of the products from the first release. So that's right, there's two celebration brochures. We have some brand new products that just came out March 3rd. I think you're going to like these, and who doesn't need ideas for masculine cards? I know I always do. Let's flip the camera around and I'll show you what I made. So today I decided I wanted to use this well-dressed stamp set. This is a great masculine stamp set. It includes 8 different stamps. You can get this free with your $50 order before March 31st. And then we have the Sending You Thoughts stamp set. You guys, if you follow me, you have seen me use this several times. This is a great sentiment set. There are sentiments in here for a variety of different occasions. And I'm actually going to be using 2 different occasions to make the cards that I'm showing you today. Now, this box top card is something that one of my team members showed at our last team meeting. I think it was our last team meeting, if not the last one, the one before. But as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh boy, I need to try that. I love fun folds. I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer here. Now you're always going to be able to find all the dimensions for the cards that I show you in my videos on my blog. That address is right here. I have 2 pieces of Night of Navy cardstock. This first piece is 4 1/4 by 11, and we're going to do just a little bit of scoring to that. I'm going to score that at 2 3/4 and 8 1/4. We'll set that aside. The second Night of Navy piece is 5 3/8 by 8 1/2, and we're going to score that on the long side at 2 1/8. Now we need a score line at the other end that's the same distance, but here's my little tip. This is going to be kind of like, I think they call it a gatefold, where it meets in the middle. But lots of times it can be tricky to get that to meet perfectly in the middle. So I'm going to fold this side. That's the one that we just scored at 2 1/8. Burnish that edge good. And now I'm going to bring this other side in here and just butt it up against the middle here and burnish that edge with my bone folder. And now I know that I'm meeting right in the middle. This way to me is a lot easier. Otherwise you could score at 2 1/8 from this end and 2 1/8 from this end, and it might meet in the middle and it might not, right? So I always like to do things the easy way. So we have both of these pieces. I'm going to also fold and burnish on this edge. And let's see how our card goes together. So we have the long piece we're going to lay down on the table first. The shorter, wider piece is going to go right in the middle like this. And now what I like to do is kind of pull these in, make sure they're fitting. This one is giving me some trouble. It's kind of a little long here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this piece out. This is our 4 1/4 inch piece by 11. I'm going to trim just a little shave off this edge right here so that our card fits together better. So I just took a little shave off of this edge. Now we'll see if this works better. And you'll just need to adjust yours to see how it's going to work for you. But now we've got it. It's folding together perfectly. Okay. First thing I want to do here is add some liquid glue or whatever your adhesive is. You're going to glue these two pieces together. And I'm just going to glue this piece right into this piece. And I like to kind of take this and fold it to make sure that everything is in place before I, push it down and make it permanent. So you want to make sure everything is matching here. Yep. Everything is where it should be. All right, now we have all the elements to make this card, and this really is quite a simple card. We're going to take the inside white layer and, well, I think we're going to stamp the front elements first. I think that'll help make better sense. So I've got a happy birthday here. I'm going to bring in my ink. I've got Smoky Slate and Night of Navy. So with our Night of Navy, I'm going to stamp a happy birthday on the scrap. So I've got a scrap of Night of Navy and a scrap of white. I'm going to bring in my layering circle framelits, and I'm going to choose one that is very close to 1 3/4 inches. So about 1 3/4 inches. And then another circle that's just a little bit bigger for our blue layer. I'm going to die cut both of these and I'll be right back. Okay, so we've got our happy birthday and we've got our Night of Navy that goes behind that. I'm going to add this to the larger circle. Then I'm going to bring my scrap of white back in here. Nope, I need a scrap of gray. Scrap of gray, and I'm going to pull the hat out from the well-worn stamp set. Stamp that in Night of Navy ink. And then we're going to grab our paper snips and cut this hat out. This is a pretty simple process. It's an easy image to cut out. There we go. Easy peasy. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to add this hat to my circle. So it's just going to be kind of an accent coming off the top. Tilt it a little bit. Looks kind of gangster, right? I think this is kind of like a little gangster type hat. Then we're going to bring this back in. I wanted another little greeting to put on here, but I didn't want an entire greeting. All I want is the all I can say is ... So I'm going to grab my Stampin' Up marker that is Night of Navy, and I'm just going to color in the words that I want from this stamp. Then you're going to huff on it like you're going to clean your glasses. Whoops. Oh, hang on. I just stuck my finger in it. I got so excited huffing on it that I almost dropped it. Don't do that. Let's ink that back up again. You want to make sure you're laying your marker down on the side. Don't use your tip. You want to keep your tips nice and pointy. Now huff. And now I'm going to stamp that right on this layer. Now, I didn't stamp it right down at the bottom because I thought what I'd do is bring in my little mini paper trimmer. This is the perfect opportunity to use this. And if I would have cut a tiny little layer of smoky slate like this, I would have had a heck of a time stamping this greeting on there and getting it straight, right? But I can put it in my paper cutter and I can cut out that tiny little piece. Now, where's this paper cutter coming from? This is free during celebration. When you join my team, whether you want to build a business or be a discount shopper and get all your future orders at 20% off, if you join before the end of March, you get this guillotine trimmer. and it's a pretty sweet little deal. I'm just gonna flag the ends of this teeny weeny little greeting. Can you tell I've been working with some Night of Navy today? Night of Navy for me is kind of like red ink. I always end up getting it all over my fingers. I don't know exactly why, but that is a rule with red ink. If you don't get red ink all over yourself, you're doing something wrong. That's been my experience. Now I'm going to take this tiny little strip, add a little bit of glue right to the middle, and put this on my, I'm going to do this, put this on my little circle sentiment. And isn't that just kind of a neat little way to add a greeting? I thought it was kind of cool. Now I'm going to bring in 4 pieces of smoky slate, and each one of these is 2.5 by 1 7/8. And here comes our smoky slate. And then I'm going to grab this. It's like a herringbone design. It's part of the well-worn stamp set. And I'm just going to stamp this in smoky slate ink with smoky slate on smoky slate cardstock. And this is just going to put kind of a mellow pattern on the back of each one of these rectangles. And don't get too worried about getting it perfectly straight. It's not that important. It'll end up turning out looking great anyways. So you see I just overlapped a little bit there, but I do want my pattern, whoops, to continue to run. I don't think I like that one. And there we go. Okay. Soft look in the back with that tone on tone. The next thing I'm going to do is bring in some of the elements, and we're going to do some collage stamping. So I've got my Night of Navy ink here, and I am just going to stamp this pen. It's one of those fountain pens from, you know, like a million years ago that are so cool. Nostalgic, right? I'm just going to stamp this all over this layer, just like that. Let's get this out of here so we don't lose it. Then I'm going to come in with the watch and do the same thing, some collage stamping. And you just want it to look very random. That looks great. Then we've got the shoes. There we go. Last but not least are the keys. There we go. Okay. Now this inside layer, I'm going to use the Sending You Thoughts. We've put Happy Birthday on the front. So on the inside, I'm going to put Another Sensational Year of You. And then I thought it'd be neat to use this umbrella with the smoky slate and just kind of add that right over here on the side. I'm going to tilt it just a little bit as an accent piece. This is Whisper White, by the way. This is 4 by 5 1/4, and then I also happen to have a smoky slate 1/2 inch by 4 inch piece here. And I'm going to carry that herringbone pattern through on this. I don't like the way that turned out. Let's try that again. And again, it doesn't have to be straight. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is a collage card, and collage cards aren't meant to be perfectly stamped. I'm just going to add this right over here to the side of my inside white layer. Isn't that neat? Just a little something. Trim off this excess here. And now we're ready to put this on the inside of our card. There we go. And now what happens on the front? Well, we are going to take the key layer, and we're going to put that, first of all, let me show you how this works. Okay, so we've got our card here with our 4 flaps. You're going to start on the left. So we're going to go left, top, right, bottom. This is a box top card. I'm going to take this piece and put it right in here. And this actually tucks inside like the top of a box. So just like that. Now we have our 4 panels here. Now I'm going to grab this layer and add it right here. And our shoe layer and add it right here. And our pen layer and add that right over here. So now do you see why I called it a box top? It all goes together like a box top. Now, this piece we're going to put on with some dimensionals. And I'm going to put a dimensional right there. Notice that I've kind of got that dimensional going onto my hat too. It just helps secure it in place. And this layer is going to go right here. Oh, hang on. I didn't get that centered the way I wanted it. I want the circle part centered. There we go. And it's okay if that hat goes off the top of this piece right here just a little bit. All right, so what do you guys think? Isn't this neat? And when they open it, here you go. Now the fun thing about this is that guys love cards that do this. This is paper engineering, and this will mesmerize them, right? They're gonna think you are just brilliant. So again, when you go to close it, it's left, top, right, and then here's your bottom, and you're going to pick up that corner just like you're going to close a box on the top, and there is your box card. Now, I had one more card that I wanted to show you. Since we're talking about the final days of celebration, I thought I'd bring in another item that's available during celebration. And that is the sampler pack of designer series paper. So along with this guillotine cutter, when you join as a discount shopper or a business builder, whatever you want to do, but when you order that kit from Stampin' Up, you get also the sampler pack of designer series paper. And I decided to use this pattern, which is part of the Country Club suite. So this is the golf suite. I'm going to be using this plaid pattern just to whip up another really quick card. So instead of stamping the collage on the 4 different pieces for this next box top card, I thought I would just bring in this plaid paper, and each one of those squares is cut, or I should say rectangles, is cut at 2.5 by 1 7/8. So I'm just going to cut 4 pieces of this plaid paper. And then I'll do one more here at 1 7/8 by 2.5. So now we've got our 4 pieces of plaid, and then this piece needs to be 1/2 inch. So I'm going to just back that down 1/2 inch, and this will be the one that goes on the inside. Now, instead of making another happy birthday card for this one, I decided I wanted to make a get well card with this one. So from the Sending You Thoughts, we've got a get well sentiment in here for the front and the inside of the card. So here we go with You'd Be Better Already. And then since this plaid paper matches the garden green, I thought I would use that as an accent inside. So I'm going to clean off my umbrella and just stamp that right over here with garden green. That looks great. Here's our little 1/2 inch piece that we cut. And we'll glue that right here in place. This actually looks just a little bit thinner than 1/2 inch, but you get the point. I would do a 1/2 inch. Isn't that cool? Okay, this is going to go right inside our black card base. I love this pop, like the black and the green pop so well together. Next thing we're going to do is, again, we're going to close up this card. So we've got left, top, right, bottom. And then we're going to tuck this so we can place those panels on the front. And here comes our plaid paper. So instead of doing the collage stamping, I'm just going to use designer series paper. And then we need something on the front of this card. So I've got a scrap of Whisper White here, and I'm going to use the other greeting that goes with the Get Well, and this says, if loving thoughts could heal. And I'm trying to decide, I think I want to go with the green. I'm using garden green here. I'm going to stamp this. Well, that wasn't very dark, was it? Let's get some more ink on there. There we go. And then I'm going to bring in the tailored tag punch for this one. And I've got a piece of garden green here. I'm going to clean our hat because I still have some Night of Navy ink on there from the other card. I'm going to stamp this in my Memento Black. And again, I'm going to cut my hat out because I just really like that look. And that looks pretty darn good. Add a little bit of glue right here. Put our hat in here. Then I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back. And maybe even one just right here on this hat, just to give it a little bit of extra support. It's a little bit on the hat, a little bit on the sentiment layer. And then this is going to go, you know what? I need something else with this. That's not working for me. I'm going to bring in another scrap of black here. And I think that we need to give this a bit of a border behind it. So this is a nifty little trick that'll make this sentiment really pop. I'm going to pull the dimensionals off. We'll see if we can reuse them. Maybe, maybe not. But you get a lot of dimensionals in a pack, so I'm not going to sweat the small stuff, right? Here we go. I'm going to take this and add some glue to the back just around the outside edges, and then I'm going to bring this right in here to put this layer behind it, so that'll really make that white sentiment layer pop. And you have to make sure you get it lined up right. Let's do this one. Make sure you have it. There we go. Okay, what do you guys think? I think that looks a lot better. Okay. We'll grab some more dimensionals because, by golly, I sure have a lot of them. I'm not going to skimp on them. Oh, look, we still got this one right here, too. I'll stick that right there. Okay, I love that hat. Don't you love the hat? That looks so much better, doesn't it? And there we go. I think my sentiment's a little crooked, but I don't think that whoever I send this to is going to mind. So there we go. Here is our box top card as a get well. And again, it's left, top, right, and then bottom, tuck. There we go. Here comes our Night of Navy card, left, top, right, bottom, tuck. Both cards. And again, I'm calling it a box top card. That's what it does, right? So we have the Sending You Thoughts, free with your $50 order. We have the Well Dressed, which is part of the second release. That's free with your $50 order. Then, if you wanted to order the starter kit and be a discount shopper, you not only get the guillotine cutter, the sampler pack of paper, which has almost all the paper from the Spring Mini Catalog and the Celebration brochure in it. And I say almost, the hearts aren't in here. And you get to add any stamp set of your choice. So it's a pretty darn good deal. All of this for $99. You pay it's $99. You get to choose $125 in any product that you want. You're going to get these 3 items on top of that. And then you can place orders at a 20% discount, and you also qualify for Celebration. So free with a $50 order, free with a $50 order. You have 2 different Celebration brochures right now to choose from. This one came out March 3rd. We've got some foiled paper, a beautiful Rise and Shine stamp set. Here's the Well Dressed and the So Very Vellum, and also the Tags in Bloom. Lots of fun products in both of these brochures. Wanted to let you guys know the Cursive card kit is gone. We just sold out of the dies that match the Happy Birthday to You. And the sequins and baker's twine is gone, and also the golden honey specialty paper is gone. Everything else is still available. And again, this is while supplies last. So March 31st, this promotion is going to be over. This promotion is going to be over. If you've ever thought about being a discount shopper, it is the best time to make that happen. You get so much for free, and being part of my team is a lot of fun. Now, you're going to find all the dimensions and a product list of the supplies that I use to make both of these cards right up here when you click on that link to head over to my blog. My blog address is right here. Also, if you're going to place an order under $150, please use this host code. If your order's over $150, don't use the code. You're going to get some Stampin' Rewards, and I want you to have those. Please make sure you click down here to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You don't want to miss anything I have coming out. I will be live on Facebook Sunday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. You can find my Facebook page at A Stamp Above - Your Creative Coach. Go check that out on Facebook. Head to the page, like it, and then click on notifications, see first. That way, when I pop in live, it's going to notify you on your device, and you'll be able to watch a fun, free stamping class. We have a good time on Sunday nights. Okay, you guys, make sure you head over to my blog so you can join along on the Stampers Dozen blog hop. Everybody's going to be featuring celebration projects, saying our final farewell. We've got about 2.5 weeks left, and it's all over. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.